going to be mild and creamy and gentle. This is a nice recipe. It is completely dairy-free and gluten-free. It's a gorgeous flavor, beautiful colors. Lime leaves is like the ultimate Thai cooking trick. Asian food lovers, you're in for a treat. Today I'm going to be cooking Thai sea bass with coconut rice. Let's get started. So this is a very fast, very simple recipe to make. And I'm going to start by cooking the rice. So I'm going to pour the rice in a pot. I'm going to give it a gentle rinse. The idea is that the water becomes a little bit clear, so you might need to rinse it twice or 3 times. I'm going to cook it in coconut milk, which I have here, and some water. So I'm going to mix them together. I'm going to use 150 ml of water. And then I'm going to use 200 ml of coconut milk. I'm going to add a small pinch of salt. I'm going to stir it all together, and then I'm going to bring it to boil. Once the water is boiling, I'm going to reduce the heat and then cover the lid for about 10-12 minutes. So for this broth, I'm going to use ginger. So I peel my ginger, and it's the fastest way I've found is with the little teaspoon. This is a great recipe because you will see it is completely dairy-free and completely gluten-free. So if you're entertaining or if you have allergies in the family, this is a nice recipe that everybody should be able to enjoy. I'm gonna finely grate my ginger now. I could use a box grater, but today I'm just gonna use my knife. So rice is boiling. I'm gonna reduce the heat to quite low. I'm gonna cover it with a lid, and I'm gonna time about 10-12 minutes. Next, I'm going for the garlic. So I'm going to peel the garlic. And again, you could use the box grater, a garlic press, or just your knife. I'm going to use a garlic press. The coconut rice is going to be mild and creamy and gentle, so we need a bit of punch. And this is what these ingredients are playing the role of. So that's the garlic. Then we're going to look at the spring onion. I'm going to give the spring onions a rinse. So with spring onions, I would just gently remove the tops here, just a little bit, and all the rest I can use. Some of it I can easily keep as a little garnish to embellish my dish. All right, next let's go for some spice. So I've got a nice, really spicy red chilli. I'm gonna rinse it. Okay. If you can't take the heat very well, you always have the option to not put it in. Then finally, we've got the coriander. And so usually with corianders, you might only use the leaves, but as you're making a broth with it, you can definitely use the stalks to give a little richer flavor. A little rough chop is all you need with this. So I'm gonna add some vegetable oil on my pan here. So I'm gonna start by adding in this beautiful star anise. You can smell the licorice. It's a gorgeous flavor. It can be quite overpowering if you use too much of it. So just one is enough. So I'm gonna add it on the pan, and then I'm gonna add all the rest of my spices. I'm gonna add the coriander, spring onion, garlic, chili, and ginger. So I'm gonna just mix them properly together, just for a minute or two. I don't wanna burn them. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar, 150 ml of water, and some lime leaves. Now lime leaves, you can just put them like this, or you can break them and sort of bristle them a little bit to release really all the flavors from inside them. Lime leaves is like the ultimate Thai cooking trick. All right, let me give it a good stir. So while the sauce is simmering, I'm gonna take care of my sea bass. So with just some kitchen towel, this is so that when you fry them, they crisp up nicely. So I'm gonna add some salt on the skin of the fish. This will help the fish keep its structure when you fry it, and so that it doesn't shrivel on the pan. All right, we are ready to start frying the fish. Let me check on my sauce. The sauce has beautifully reduced. Keep it on the side until we're ready to eat. I'm gonna add some vegetable oil to the pan, and I recommend using vegetable oil versus olive oil because it will help the skin crisp a bit better. And once hot, we'll start by frying skin first. So So I'm gonna put in the fish. I can feel that it wants to shrivel. If I hold it for a couple of seconds like this, I'm gonna make sure that it holds its structure nicely. All right, next one. Seabass is a very, very fine fish, very delicate. It doesn't require a lot of time on the pan. Once the fish starts to get a bit warm. So meanwhile, I'm gonna look into my rice pot. I think this looks more or less ready. Beautiful. And keep it warm until we eat. All right, let's have a look at the fish now. Yes, the skin has a beautiful golden brown color. I recommend to flip it with a good spatula so that you don't break the skin. And now it only needs another minute because you don't want to overcook the fish. So during this last minute of cooking, I'm just gonna add a little bit of fish sauce and I'm gonna add a good squeeze of lime juice. This is just gonna elevate the lime leaves and all these amazing flavors that are here. Give the sauce a good stir and then we're ready to plate. So I'm gonna plate the fish now. I'm gonna start by putting the rice on the plate. This rice looks great, nice and fluffy. Then next I'm going to put the broth. I don't want to put the broth on top of the fish because I want to maintain that nice crisp on the skin. So I'm going to put the broth a little bit on the rice and a little bit on the side of the plate. And then I'm going to bring in a fillet of fish. I'm going to garnish it with some fried onion. And I'm going to add a nice little slice of wedge of lime to serve. Fluffy rice and aromatic broth and crispy fish makes the perfect combinations for a great successful Thai recipe. I'm gonna dig in right now, and if you're looking for more Asian inspired recipes, you'll find them here. Bon appetit!